Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Dr. Marcus Zane. Today's video isn't our normal content. This is much deeper, personal in fact. For years I've thought deeply on the origin of the universe, from the quark-gluon plasma of the first microseconds to the elegant mathematics of string theory. And the deeper I go, the more one question refuses to go away. How did the very first something appear in our dimension? Not just something from nothing, in the quantum fluctuation sense we teach in textbooks, but the actual first stable quark, the first proton, the first atom that eventually became you and me. Today, I want to share my personal evidence-grounded hypothesis. The universe we observe was deliberately drawn into existence from a higher dimensional timeless realm by an intelligent creator. Whether you call that God, Allah, Yahweh, or Jesus is up to you. I'm not here to preach, I'm here to reason out loud with you, using the best physics we have in 2026. Let's walk through it together. We all know the standard story. Roughly 13.8 billion years ago, our observable universe erupted from an incredibly hot, dense state, the Big Bang. Within the first 10 to -6 seconds, the cosmos was a quark-gluon plasma, free quarks and gluons racing around at near light speed. As it cooled, those quarks bound into protons and neutrons. A few minutes later, the first light nuclei formed. Hundreds of thousands of years after that, neutral atoms, mostly hydrogen, filled the cosmos. Every step from there is well tested. Big Bang nucleosynthesis, the cosmic microwave background, galaxy formation. But rewind just a fraction of a second further, and our equations break. General relativity gives us a singularity, an infinite density point where physics simply stops making sense. Quantum gravity is supposed to fix that, yet we still don't have a complete theory. String theory and M theory, the most promising frameworks we have for uniting gravity with quantum mechanics, require 10 or 11 total dimensions. 9 or 10 spatial dimensions plus time. Our everyday experience is only 3 spatial dimensions plus time, the famous 4D spacetime. The extra 6 or 7 dimensions are compactified, curled up so tiny we can't see or measure them directly. Yet those hidden dimensions aren't decorative. The precise geometry of those extra dimensions, the shapes called Calabi-Yau manifolds, determines which vibration modes strings can have. Those vibration modes are our particles, the exact masses and charges of up and down quarks, the strength of the strong force that binds them, the fine-tuned constants that let atoms exist at all. In other words, the higher dimensional geometry is literally placing the quarks and atoms we observe. And here's where it gets even stranger. In quantum gravity, think of the Wheeler-DeWitt equation that describes the entire universe. Time itself disappears. The wave function of the universe is timeless. Time only emerges when we look at correlations inside our 4D slice. Everything below the 4th dimension is bound to time. Anything operating in the full higher dimensional realm is, by its very nature, timeless. So the first quark in our dimension didn't have to bootstrap itself from pure nothing inside our timed 3D plus 1 physics. Something outside our dimensional framework set the initial conditions. Let me show you exactly what I mean with an analogy that changed how I see reality. Imagine a flat sheet of paper, pure 2D. On it lives a family of stick figures. Their entire universe is the ink and blank space on that paper. They can move left, right, up, down on the plane, but they have no concept of out of the paper. One day I, standing in 3-dimensional space, pick up a pen and draw a house right in the middle of their world. To the stick figures, the house simply appears. No warning. No 2D mechanism could have created it. They spend the rest of their civilization studying the chemistry of the ink, the geometry of the lines, the thermodynamics of the paper. They invent a Big Bang theory. Perhaps a quantum fluctuation in the blank space spontaneously organized into a house. They write papers, run simulations, debate multiverse hypotheses, all while completely missing the obvious. The house was drawn from a higher dimension. The artist wasn't on the paper. The artist was never bound by 2D rules or 2D time. Now scale that up. We are the stick figures. Our paper is 4D spacetime. The house is the entire observable universe, quarks, atoms, galaxies, even us, suddenly appearing 13.8 billion years ago. We study the 4D physics with incredible precision. The LHC recreates quark-gluon plasma, telescopes map the cosmic microwave background, gravitational wave detectors listen to black hole mergers. All of it brilliant, all of it correct within our slice. But the actual drawing, the imposition of the specific higher dimensional geometry that selected our laws, our initial energy density, our arrow of time, happened from outside, from a realm that isn't limited by our time, from a creator operating in 5D, 8D, 10D, or beyond, where time as we know it simply does not exist. This is why I believe there is a creator. Not because I dislike the science, quite the opposite. The science is astonishing. The mathematics of string theory, the problem of time and quantum gravity, the fine-tuning of the constants, the resolution of the singularity through higher dimensional frameworks, all of it points to the same logical necessity. Something had to create the first something in our dimension. An uncaused quantum fluctuation still needs a framework that allows that fluctuation. A multiverse still needs a mechanism that selects the right pocket universe with the right Calabi-Yau shape. Every naturalistic explanation I've studied eventually runs into the same wall. You cannot get a timed, 3D bound reality to bootstrap its own initial conditions from inside that reality without an external selector. The higher dimensional timeless realm provides exactly that selector. The creator doesn't break physics. The creator sets the boundary conditions for physics. The Big Bang wasn't the absolute beginning of everything. It was the moment the drawing touched the paper. And just like the stick figures could never see my hand, no matter how hard they studied their 2D ink, we cannot directly perceive the higher dimensional intelligence. But we can infer it the same way we infer dark matter or the inflaton field through the effects it leaves in our observable slice. The fine-tuning, the emergence of time, the mathematical necessity of extra dimensions, all become intelligible once we accept a timeless, intelligent cause. I don't claim this is proven science. It's a hypothesis, a reasoned belief grounded in the best physics of our time. Science may one day give us a complete theory of quantum gravity that changes the picture. I will be the first to update my view if it does, but right now, this is the explanation that makes the most logical sense to me. We are not the ultimate artists. We are the drawing. And behind the canvas is a creator who exists in a higher dimension, timeless, intentional, and the reason there is something rather than nothing in our 3D plus one world. Taking the idea that there was an artist and creator, I also like to consider the idea that the creator was all-knowing and referenced the Bible and Quran for other material. The Bible and Quran are reference material from people who claim to have been visited by the creator. Who's to say that creator cannot draw himself into our dimension? Who's to say that when we pass on from our dimension that we aren't programmed to visit him in his? Who's to say that the creator drew a copy of himself in our world to prove his existence? This is something to consider. I'm not trying to persuade anyone, just open your mind to a hypothesis of mine. So what are your thoughts on this hypothesis? Drop a comment below and thank you for watching. If you're new here, this isn't my normal content. I'm just a man making his way through the universe while creating my own at the same time. We'll be back to normal programming in the next video. Until then, this has been Dr. Marcus Zane.